Yo, what is up, you guys? Today I'm bringing you a follow-up video to a video I made earlier on in the year because a lot of the gear setups have changed, and I've had a lot of people ask me for an updated video showing off the new setups that I'm running on pretty much every school. A lot of them have changed, a lot of the pets, some of the mounts, some of the gear based off of new stuff we've gotten. I do want to preface this before I get into this. There has been a lot of popularization around the plot armor robe that came out in the library horde pack. Obviously, it gives slightly better stats than a lot of the robes you're going to be running in, or I'm going to be showing you in this video, but you lose shads. So that would require you to run 3-piece. So me being, I don't like running 3-piece shads on any school, regardless of tempo or whatever. I always want to run 4-piece. None of the setups I'm going to be showing in this video run the plot armor robe. If you want to run that, I encourage you to try out setups by yourself. Look what other people are running, but these are all going to be 4-piece shad builds that I am running on every school. And we're going to start off with Life. Now, Life is a PvE oriented heavy school. If you're not running PvE, the setup's not really going to change much, just some of the sockets will. So first off, you're going to start off with the Zabalba hat. None of the setups in this video are going to have sword and power pens, because I don't want this is just gear. It's not really strategy. That's more volatile strategy. You're gonna get the same stats for those on pretty much every school. But Zabalba hat or the Fairy Kai, if you have it, 29 outgoing socket, of course, Stalker robe, Stalker boots, Hun Hao's uniform sword with the Star Blade. I'm going to be running the Zabalba's uniform theme as well, just because the outgoing, the total damage insane, with another Starblade socketed here. Hun Hao's uniform amulet, Thrilling Skyfarer band. This pet because it gives you 2 Starblade item cards, the typical mighty. Again, none of the steps are going to have Defy, but you can imagine that. I just don't feel like moving my Defy around. I think you're gonna be running rock mount on this school, just so you get that perfect pips, because rock mount, or if you don't care about the 1%, you can run a damage mount to get closer to that 180 damage cap. But 176 damage, 71 resist with Defy, perfect accuracy. You have 3 power pens to go into dual schooling for myth or fire based off of how you want to play dual school. 51 pierce, which is the cap, 700 block, 400 crit, life crit always sucks, 84 outgoing, which is decent. You'll have perfect pips or 1 off depending on what mount you socket, 61 p serve, and of course 4p shads as standard in all of my setups. 14.k 8k HP. Obviously, I know a lot of people see people running 15k. It's because all of my tier jewels are Star Blades, because with this setup you do get 8 Starblade item cards. So if you're blade stacking, these are insane to run. Super good to have just as a total basis. Next, we're going to go straight to the Death School, one of the most played schools in the meta right now because of drains. This is my personal setup. I know some people run some different things. There is a lot of things you can run on Death, but these overall get you the best stats in my opinion. You're looking at 12.1 k HP, 203 damage, 75 resist with the Defy socketed, 24 accuracy, 700 crit, 700 block, max pierce, max pips, 40% p-serve, which kind of sucks, and 156 shadow rating. Of course, the setup is this. It's going to be Zabalba hat, Hun Hao robe, Zabalba boots, Zabalba wand, 160 specifically, so you get that extra square socket. Fell Dreamer knife, Hun Hao amulet, 170, Wastelanders Grim loop for that extra power pip, because you don't need the circle, because the amount you're going to be running the Scratchy Philosaur with the damage mount. So to make up for that damage that you're getting on this, you run an extra Pure Shul, which makes up for the ring. So it works out perfectly. That is what I'm running on the Death. Of course, the stats are perfect. It's Death. You kind of can't go wrong with Death as a school overall. Next off, we're going to hop into the Myth School. Not really played as much, but a pretty underrated school in the meta right now. The stats are as follows: 10.9 k HP, which is solid enough. You can get higher if you have better health jewels. I don't, unfortunately, but 188 damage, you're gonna have 71 resist with the defy, 26 myth accuracy, 13 across the board. You do get 4 power pins with the setup, so you can go 27 storm accuracy and 25 to fire, so you can have both dual schools if you'd like, depending on what your strategy is going to be based around. 700 crit, 535 block. Pretty much every myth setup is pretty lacking on block. Not much you can do there. 65 pierce, which is good. Perfect pips, 43% P-serve for myth is pretty good compared to most setups are running like 22. It's pretty low. And 4-piece shads. Again, the hat is going to be the Wastelander hat, which you can now craft with the Arc 2 rebatches if you do not have this or don't want to open packs. The robe is the Hunhao robe. The boots are the Zabalba 170. Wand, again, just like Death, is going to be specifically the 160 Zabalba wand. Dream Reaver knife, 170 Hunhao amulet, 160 Skyfarer band. This is the pet sharp shot, mighty giver or mighty proof breaker. Super good, so you get that universal accuracy, and with the set bonus you gain all of the damage that you're losing back, standard myth damage. So this is a super solid setup for the myth that I am currently enjoying. Next we're gonna hop into balance. The balance setup has not really changed at all since the last video I made. All that really has changed is the pet that I'm running. The previous video you were running the Storm Beetle, if I can find it here. Storm Beetle, Pain Giver, double damage, you know, mighty proof breaker, but now I am running the Deadly Null. So you just become a lot harder school to play, and especially with how Scales is in the meta, it is a super good spell to counter weaknesses because they can't really shield against balance because of Scales. So if they weakness, you Dark Pact, and even if they weakness again, you have a perfect hit to set that up afterwards. The stats I am running currently are 13k HP, which is insane. 184 damage. You're gonna have about 72 resist here, perfect accuracy for balance, 54 pierce. You can run the pierce mount to get that 1 extra pierce, or 2, 600 block, 600 crit, perfect pips, 88% P-serve, and 4-piece shads. The setup with this is still Wastelander hat, Hunhao robe, Zabalba boots, Hunhao wand, Reaver athame, Hunhao amulet, Hunhao ring. This pet, of course, whatever mount you'd like to suffice your stats, and Stalker deck. With the new raid gear, a lot of the decks are actually super solid, which is what I'm gonna recommend you for Storm. Unfortunately, I do not have the Storm deck yet, but that is the best deck for Storm. To get right into the Storm setup, you have 10.1k HP. Max damage. Your resist is a little low, but considering a lot of storms are not even running resist, having resist at all is not bad. If you do want to run things like Golem or just normal tower shields, you can tower, force them to overtime, and then you'll have good overtime counters, of course, because you're Storm. Perfect accuracy for Storm, 700 crit, 600 block, perfect pierce, 57 outgoing, pretty shit P-serve, 4-piece shads, and you have 95 pips base, but you actually do socket the Chai Focus Jewel here, or a Pip Jewel if you don't have Chai Focus, but you do give up the Defy socket here for pips. You are at all the stat caps, which is perfect. The setup is Zabalba 170 hat, Stalker robe, Burrower boots, purely for the shield pen, 170 Zabalba wand, Dream Reaver knife. You can also run the Zabalba knife, but this is the knife that I'm running for this setup. Hunhao amulet, Skyfarer band. This pet again with the Chief Focus socketed. You're going to be running, I believe it is Pierce mount, so you can get that 59 Pierce. That will be the Pierce cap, so you're going to be running Pierce mount. And if you have the new Polaris raid deck, that is your best deck because it gives a block, gives you HP, gives you P-serve, and your heals actually do more. You don't lose the HP, so you don't go under 10k. Super solid deck, in my opinion. That is the setup for my Storm. Next, we're going to hop right into Fire. Fire is, of course, one of the best schools in the meta right now. It is absolutely killing. So the stats on Fire right now are 11.3k HP, 194 damage. It's going to be about 59 resist here when you get the Jewel socketed. You have a 1% fizzle, but you can supplement this later. 65 Pierce, 600 block, 600 crit, perfect pips, shit P-serve, 4-piece shads. Here you can run either Pierce mount or the accuracy mount. Probably Pierce mount is your best bet because 68 is the Pierce cap. Run the 1% base fizz. A lot of the time you're hitting with Furnace anyway, so is it really going to matter? Probably not. The setup here is Wastelander hat. Again, if you do not have this, you can run rematches. Stalker robe, Zabalba 170 boots, Zabalba 170 wand, Reaver knife, Hun Hao amulet, Skyfarer band, triple damage mighty proof. Again, this setup has not changed since the last video. All that changed is I'm running this instead of the Lord of Summer, purely because dark packs, again, you can't really shield against fire, so if they weak this, you get dark packed and they have to counter that, giving you an open hit, or they weak this and you hit and that gives you an extra hit after that. That would have a buff. Fire is probably another school that's going to be benefiting from the raid deck, or you can run the new Chrysanthemum deck. I know I butchered the fuck out of that, but you guys see it. It is an insane deck. It gives you a Dark Surge, gives you really good stats all around, a little bit of P-Serve to play off of, never hurts. So yeah, that is the fire setup. Fire is really good in the meta right now. And again, if you guys don't remember, you can swap out any Hun Hao amulets with the Zabalba or the Fairy Kai. You're just going to lose a little bit of P-Serve, not the end of the world. But yeah. Next up is my ice setup. This is the last school to show in this video. Ice is pretty shit right now. You kind of have to PvE. It's just kind of how it is. But stats are pretty good. You get 14k HP, 175 damage, which sucks, but it's ice. You're going to get 81 resist after you socket your jewel, 23 accuracy for ice, but you can run the accuracy mount, 44 pierce, which is the pierce cap, I believe, 700 block, 600 crit, perfect pips, shit P-serve, but that's just kind of how it goes, and 4 piece shads. If you're P-serve, if you're doing PvE, P-serves doesn't matter. If you're not doing PvE, you're on the worst school, suck it up. It is what it is. I mean, if you want to run P-serve on an ice, you're gonna end up with like 13k HP, which is really bad. So that's just kind of how you have to play. Wastelander hat, Hun Hao robe, Zabalba boots, 160 Zabalba wand, Hun Hao's Comet Athame 170, the new library amulet, because it gives you the square so you can suck more HP, super good, and you don't need the circle. The Arctic Skyfarer band, the triple damage mighty proof on the blimp, still really good. The mount is of course up to you, but probably the accuracy mount or damage mount. And then Cruel Dream River deck, you can also run this with the new raid deck, or if you want to run the new Key Boss Pity deck, it is also super good because that free Dark Surge. Not a bad deck at all. That being said, that is all of the setups I'm currently running in this meta. If you guys want to see more videos like this, or maybe some PvP content down the road, let me know. Drop a comment, DM me on Discord. My Discord is in the description as always. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.